performance of Paddy Fitzmaurice at centre half-forward. It's by no means a new position for the former All-Star defender as he plays his club hurling for Killeedy on the 40. In all, there are 9 of the team that retained the league title 12 months ago this very weekend. Indeed, in all lines of the field, there's some connection with last year, except in the full back line, which today reads Peter O'Connor, Mossy Carroll and Brian Finn. One late switch in attack shows Ray Sampson on for the injured Shane Fitzgibbon. But one man still firmly in charge of the same jersey is Pat McCarthy, the full forward, whose goals were instrumental in winning Limerick's 9th league title last year, and during the week he was honoured as a Bank of Ireland All-Star replacement. Same as Wexford's Padge Courtney, the country's regular midfielder for the last 5 or 6 years, and centre-back James O'Connor, who'll also make the trip to the US. The only possible concern to their respective counties is that they'll miss valuable weeks of training just immediately prior to the championship matches on the June bank holiday weekend, with Limerick play Clare and Wexford take on Kilkenny. All those 3 players will only return on the Wednesday immediately before the matches, which is one possible reason Wexford want to progress as far as possible in this current league competition. And they're glad to welcome back the 4 Buffers Alley players who missed the last outing against Kerry: Barry Murphy at corner-back and Pat Kenny now at full-back, Sean Whelan the captain on the wing, and Tom Dempsey at top left corner forward. Eamon Cleary, by the way, is recalled to the full-back line in place of the injured Tony Walsh. George Ryan of Tipperary is the referee in charge, and coincidentally he was also in the middle when Limerick beat Wexford in the league final 2 years ago. Wexford playing into the goal on our right, and John Conron stepping up to take the line ball, the Wexford left half back, driving it powerfully in. Here's Padge Courtney. Wexford will be anxious to get some early scores to help them settle. They were the side promoted as champions of Division 2. James O'Connor letting it right in, and that's a great point from James O'Connor after 45 seconds from the middle of the field. Wexford ahead then.
Come on, Mark.
Wexford, of course, the underdogs. John Conran catching cleanly but fouled in possession. Indeed, it's a long time since Wexford last won a title. The last of their league successes, their 4 league titles, last one in 1973. James O'Connor has got the only point of the match so far with this long-range free. Kept in play by Martin Storey. And well saved on the line by the goalkeeper Tommy Quaid. So the goalkeeper being tackled, that's not allowed. Free out to Limerick. James O'Connor, the most dominant personality in the opening 3 minutes of play. Padge Courtney, diminutive figure. Sean Whelan, the team captain, leaving it for Courtney, who's made a good diagonal run. Now can he finish positively? Letting it inside, so near being a goal. An interesting lob that time from Padge Courtney, and Billy Byrne just couldn't quite make connection. Little or no breeze evident, as the referee spots a push that time by Tomas Dunn. Free into Limerick. So can Paddy Kelly put the sides on level terms? The usually so accurate free taker for Limerick. And he gets the first point. Levels the scores. There are 4 minutes gone. John Nolan, long-serving Wexford goalkeeper. Not such a long tuck out. There's little breeze of any consequence. John Conran down towards Martin Fitzmaurice, and that's a lovely ball over the bar by Jimmy Houlihan. As Martin Fitzhenry left it for Houlihan, that was lovely ground hurling, beautifully struck and crisply over the bar. That's batted down by Tomas Dunn. Padge Courtney to set the attack moving once more. And it's an interesting and busy-looking Wexford attack so far. Tom Dempsey, great chance, but a marvellous save at point-blank range by Tommy Quaid. The crowd responds as that long ball beat the defence, and the chance was there for the taking by Dempsey. Great save by the goalkeeper. That will be a 65. Driven powerfully in by Patch Courtney, batted up dangerously by Tommy Quaid. The defence, again, getting something of a let-off. Limerick taking it on the chin in the opening 6 minutes. Patch Courtney in towards Martin Storey, knocking it down for Billy Byrne, out of position. Brian Carroll giving Liam O'Donoghue a lot of work to do. They can rob James O'Connor. She can do so. Tomas Dunn for Wexford. Trying to get it inside to Billy Byrne. The loose man outside him is Sean Whelan, the team captain, brilliantly stopped by the man in the centre, Jimmy Carroll. That's nicely taken by Patch Courtney as the heavens open once again. Martin Storey dodging round Brian Finn. They'll have to finish a little bit better because Wexford have had plenty of opportunities to get scores. They haven't taken too many so far. This is Tomas Dunn showing how it should be done from the 45-metre line. And that's now 3 points for Wexford, 1 for Limerick. And the referee having a word with Jimmy Carroll and indeed booking the centre half back. So a tap on the helmet and the brollies go up here in Porky Warga. Billy Byrne's back on his feet, not quite sure if the referee had a word with him also. Paulie Fitzmaurice and James O'Connor, and so far Paulie Fitzmaurice not getting the better of that duel. This is Martin Storey driving it down. Caught by Jimmy Holohan, and Wexford at the third attempt have got a goal. That is a marvellous goal by Jimmy Holohan, who before this match had scored 7 in the league. It dropped in menacingly. Holohan took it neatly, and the finish was brilliant. Jimmy Carroll breaks it down. Very influential player. It breaks to Billy Byrne, the man he should have been marking. As Jimmy Carroll gets back, this is Sean Whelan, the captain. That's another point. Wexford forward line is moving very smartly, having missed some earlier chances. This is John Conran. Long, lengthy clearance on the wing back in towards Jimmy Holohan, the goal scorer. Tommy Quaid knocks it out, but look at the number of Wexford players waiting for any loose pieces that come their way. Paul O'Connor. Courtney once more. Pat Kramer with the green helmet is beaten to it by Martin Storey. Storey will get a second bite at it in towards Martin Fitzhenry. Fitzhenry with a lovely point, his first of the game, and that's 1-5 now for Wexford, just 2 points for Limerick. Very little breeze about this afternoon, so you can't really put down Wexford's good first half performance to favourable weather conditions or anything like that. James O'Connor. George Courtney. Very fast mover. Knocking it nicely inside for Martin Storey, and that's tremendous combination play as Wexford now chalk up a goal and 6 points. So Tommy Quaid must be wondering just what's happening to his team. Every one of the Wexford forwards has scored except Billy Byrne. George O'Connor, who with Patch Courtney it seems has virtually owned midfield. There's Jimmy Carroll, and I wonder would Limerick at all consider switching him back into the middle of the field where he can be so effective. Danny Fitzgerald, and he's the only scorer for Limerick other than Paddy Kelly, as Danny Kelly shoots over Limerick's 4th point. Jimmy Carroll, who's kept Billy Byrne scoreless so far. Danny Fitzgerald, you can see just how far back he's come, but he committed the foul, and the free is into Wexford. Here's the free from Jimmy Holohan, off Tommy Quaid's stick, and that's a goal and 7. He really drives them in, this man from Rathnewer. That's a goal and 2 points he's contributed. Paddy Kelly switches it into Ray Sampson, who's now operating on the half-forward line. The shot from Sampson. The target is right, the range perfect. Ray Sampson gets Limerick's 5th point. A good time for it too, with 4 minutes to go to the half-time whistle. After that blistering opening, of course, Wexford must be feeling the strain a little bit at this stage. Brian Carroll unable to make proper contact. The ball squirms across. Here he is once more, Brian Carroll. Ian Garvey racing in there with the two backs. Pat McCarthy has a goal chance. And somehow it stopped, but the referee whistles, and that's, I imagine, going to be a penalty for a definite foul on Pat McCarthy. The referee has whistled and he's called across one of the defenders, Pat Kenny, and Kenny's becoming the second player to be booked, and he's being sent off for a tap on the back of the Limerick full forward, Pat McCarthy, and Wexford are down to 14 men. So just over a minute into injury time in the first half. A penalty for Limerick. Paddy Kelly will be the taker. He repositions the ball. And here he comes. The shot, the goal. It's Wexford 1-8, Limerick 1-6. But the referee has whistled up and he's disallowed the goal. The referee saw something there and he's disallowed the goal in controversial circumstances. With the rain teeming down, Jimmy Houlihan tries to add to his tally in the first half as the referee blows the whistle. And Wexford go in, leading by a goal and 2 points, when it could well have only been just the bare 2 points. But the penalty by Paddy Kelly, which he scored, was disallowed by the referee. So, the end of a first half dominated by Wexford in the pouring rain. And one of the linesmen eventually goes to get the Limerick team out for the second half in the milling rain. The booing is because they left Wexford out on the field for about 4 minutes before Limerick themselves came out. Incidentally, we've had confirmation that the penalty goal was disallowed because some of the forwards moved in before Paddy Kelly had taken the shot. And the referee, George Ryan from Tipperary, quite correctly then disallowing the score. So there's a goal and 2 points for Limerick, the league champions, to make up. Well, it's rather surprising, isn't it, that in these kind of conditions the crowd have remained loyal to the game, anticipating a good second half in which Limerick attacked the goal to our right, and that's Sean Whelan, who's gone way back into the left corner of defence. Eamon Cleary with the green helmet here has now taken over at fullback. So it's 14-man Wexford defending a half-time lead, hoping to build on that score with Jimmy Houlihan palming that one up towards Tom Dempsey, and Peter O'Connor gets the ball in over the sideline. Padge Courtney here, and Wexford won't want to sit back on that interval lead. They'll be hoping to get some early scores themselves, just to give them a little confidence for the second half. Martin Storey with Pat Kramer, the number 7 for Limerick. Brian Finn there to help as well, but Kramer gets it away, but only as far as the unmarked Tomas Dunn. It's very slippery. The surface has shipped an awful lot of water. Brian Finn and James O'Connor. Well, he scored a point after 45 seconds of the first half. This time he gets it into George O'Connor. Very powerfully built man, George O'Connor. That looks a good one, but it can only have been an inch or two wide of that right-hand post. Trying to lift the siege. Tom Dempsey back on the half-forward line as well. Wexford quite clearly with their rhythm upset. Here's Billy Byrne. They've 3 men forward. Limerick have 5 defenders. And Billy Byrne has tapped it over. It's his first score. The entire forward line is now scored. It's Wexford 1-10, Limerick 6 points. What is so far a very good afternoon for Wexford hurling. And Limerick have brought on a sub. The number 20 is Liam Tobin. This is Ray Sampson. Meanwhile, Tomas Dunn trying to get back and get in a challenge. Ray Sampson with a flighted ball, aided by John Nolan. That counts as a very good score. One of the best points in the match so far. Ray Sampson's second after 9 minutes of the second half. Box it out. George O'Connor, who has virtually owned midfield. Jimmy Carroll trying to push up a little bit more. Robbed by Patch Courtney. Here's George O'Connor yet again. Wexford's last All-Star was back in 1981. And the Limerick crowd claiming that George O'Connor simply slipped that time, but I think there was a bit of pushing. Patch Courtney just inside the 65-metre line. Not driving it all that well, but at the same time getting it in towards Martin Fitzhenry. Chance of a score, and he's got a point. It could well have been a goal. Martin Fitzhenry, however, with his second point of the match, is content with a point. That was Brian Finn. And more players are now playing, it seems, right down the centre of the field. Paddy Kelly with the shot, Paddy Kelly with the point. That's Limerick 9 points, Wexford 111, and Paddy Kelly very firmly Limerick's leading scorer. Patch Courtney, who would just love to win a league title medal, across towards Martin Fitzhenry, who seemed to be pushed off the ball but has possession yet again. In towards Jimmy Houlihan. And time rapidly running out now for Limerick to do something about this, as the referee spotted Ger Houlihan striking across George O'Connor, and it could well be that Ger Houlihan might well be sent to the line for that. Indeed he is. Both teams down to 14 men as Ger Hegarty is sent off. It was a dangerous challenge. Jimmy Houlihan tapping over the point as everything is going well for the Division 2 team. A goal and 12 points they've now scored. That's a very good delivery in towards Pat McCarthy. Liam Garvey's there too, and it's gone in. The goal is scored, and it's Brian Carroll who seems to be getting the tap on the back. Brian Carroll indeed the scorer after Jimmy Carroll sent it in. There were three players queuing up in there for it, and I think it was this man, number 9, who finally got the last touch. There's exactly 1 minute of play remaining. Limerick must get a goal if they're to hang on to their league title. Pat McCarthy this time is going to be the taker. He goes for a goal. It's stopped on the line. It's scrambled around in there, and it's gone out over the end line, and it's wide. Cheers of delight from the Wexford supporters. Is that the last chance that Limerick will have? Remember, they beat Wexford in the league final in 1984. They beat Clare in the league final of 1985. Are they to go out of the league race in 1986 at the quarter-final stage? 20 seconds left. Brian Carroll for Ray Sampson. Remember, they must get a goal. It's still Ray Sampson on the 20-metre line. He's lost possession. It's still hanging loose, however, as it's picked up there by the team captain, Sean Whelan, who nudges it away out of defence. Liam Tobin trying to stop it. George O'Connor trying to hold up the progress right in the centre there. Still George O'Connor. Billy Byrne picking up the loose ball, and we're into injury time. There won't be too much of that, I'm quite sure. Will Wexford hang on for a famous victory? Leading by 2 points. Patch Courtney knocking it across towards Martin Storey. A point here would finish with a flourish, surely. Maybe even a goal. There's the shot, they've got the goal! And it's Martin Storey who scored it. A goal and a point his contribution. 30 seconds into injury time. Martin Storey, who turned nicely, scored it perfectly, and there's the final whistle. So, there's the man who's ensured that another one of the lower division teams goes through to the semi-finals. It happened in football, it's happened in hurling. The league champions for the last 2 seasons are out on one of the brightest days for Wexford hurling in the last 2 years. Patch Courtney was one of their heroes. They'll now meet Galway in the semi-final, having finished leading by 5 points on a scoreline Wexford 2-12, Limerick 1-10.
Well, that exciting win for Division 2 side Wexford foiled Limerick's bid of winning 3 league titles in a row and leaves the lineup for